done with this. Colton. He just jumped the fence.
Was it The Bachelor or the Blair Witch Project? You guys, it happened. Colton Underwood finally jumped the fence Monday night on The Bachelor, and it was just as glorious, as cinematic, as Emmy-worthy as we hoped it would be. And to break down Monday night's big episode, I have a big star in the house. We have Bachelor and Bachelor in Paradise alum Corinne Olympios. Corinne, cheers to you, babe. We are here.
Cheers. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming on Roses and Rosé. Oh, I love when she does it. She hits that note so perfectly. I had to bring you in because you always have the best opinions. This was the best episode of the season, hands down.
Yeah.
Are you liking this season?
Now I am. Now I am. This just got really interesting. I'm really excited to see what happens.
Okay. So we saw Colton jump the fence. I mean, they'd literally been teasing to this since the first season trailer that we got, so back in January. And we saw it, we saw a little bit of the aftermath, but most importantly, we also saw what led to it. But let's just break down the fence jump minute by minute because I think it's worth it. First, as we just saw, Colton jumps the fence. Then Chris Harrison goes after him, and oh, they had to push the button, and oh, the fence is kind of stuck. Wait a minute, how do we get through? Okay. I've heard that there might be some unseen footage of Chris trying to jump the fence, and all my affection, but I don't think he could do it. Then he's looking around, It's completely pitch black out here.
Scary.
The producers are confused. Chris sees dogs, maybe Colton's down there. I kind of love when the show breaks the fourth wall, and we saw the producers and Chris walking around, like the car's pulling up. They really can't find him. That's Alon Gale. And then my favorite part, Chris breaks into a jog. He's like, you know what? I better run. You know what? I better. I could watch that for hours. It's so good. What was your favorite part of the fence jump moment?
I don't know if there was a favorite part. The whole thing was just really...
Having been on the show and kind of knowing how things work behind the scenes, like as a fan, it just fascinates me when we see the curtain pulled back and like the producers are confused. What were you thinking?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I know in that moment that was a panic moment. I mean, you are never away from producers and you are never alone. And he just literally, like, you don't have a phone, you don't have anything. It's like that's like not okay. Like, that's a really big no-no. I tried to escape once, it did not work, and I got in really big trouble. And so I can't even imagine, like, that panic that they had in another country, pitch black, like, no communication. That's a big deal.
Corinne,
it's a much bigger deal than people actually realize, though.
Well, how do you mean?
Because of, like, the way things work behind the scenes, it's just... that's like a huge no-no.
Just because
the rules are really strict about like, you know, being safe and being with people, and you know, it's just that's not.
Well, especially considering he was in Portugal. It's like if you are like, I'm running off during my hometown visit in Denver, like where are you? Oh, well, I went to my subway, you know, but in the countryside of Portugal, there wasn't even a light there. It was completely pitch black. That's how quickly they lost him.
He doesn't know where he's going.
No.
Yeah, no one knows where he's going.
So when you say that you tried to escape, Corinne,
oh my God.
Tell me about this.
Oh my God, it was one of my nights. I was having a Corinne night. I drank a little too much. I just wanted to call my mom. No one was letting me call my mom. I was like, I'm gonna escape and go down to the lobby. And I remember I just like, I like saw the like hotel room door like a little bit open, and I just jarred it and I ran. I was like, get me out of here! I like ran all the way to the elevator, did not make it very far. I got in a lot of trouble. And
what happens? Like a producer's chasing you down? Like, whoa, where
yeah, they woke, like I like went to sleep after because I was like crying, and then I like woke up and they were like, okay, we can never do that again. Are we okay now? And I was like, okay, I'm sorry.
And did they just tell you, which would make sense, it's a safety thing, it's a liability thing, we have to know where you are?
Exactly.
So when you say the door was just ajar, you're not locked in your hotel room though, are you? Or are you?
I don't know if I can like touch on this, but like, yeah, you're not really supposed to like leave or do, like, no, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where were you at if you were in a hotel? Do you remember what part of the season
I was in New Orleans.
Oh, I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, New Orleans. Wow. So does that mean, like, do producers kind of hang in the hallways to keep an eye
They're
on
everywhere.
everybody?
Everyone's
Yeah.
everywhere. Everyone knows where you are at all times. I mean, you're never alone.
Wow. I think
It was the safest I ever felt. Actually, getting on the plane to go home, I started hysterically crying because I was like, I don't even know how to use my iPhone. Like, I don't know where I am. What am I doing? Like, literally, they handle everything. I never had to worry about anything. It was having like literally a 24-hour Raquel.
wow.
Yes.
Your nanny. Yes.
Yeah, and then I was just completely on my own, like leaving. It's like a shock when you leave.
That
It is a
has-
shock, like a culture shock.
Because
After months of not having a
Yeah.
phone, having someone just do everything for you.
Is that a little traumatizing?
It was insane, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so Corinne tried to escape too, and it didn't go well.
Nope.
Did you ever hear about anybody else trying to escape?
No, I don't think so.
I did. So we did some interviews, and you guys can check them out at etonline.com with Colton, the women, Chris at the Women Tell All taping, which airs tonight on ABC. And I did ask Colton, I'm like, what did you like? You don't have a phone, you don't have a wallet, you know? And he says you'll kind of see it all unfold. Chris Harrison was like, yeah, I guess he thought he was Liam Neeson, just like taking off into the night. But that is kind of crazy.
I think he really just needed
Yeah.
to wrap his head around everything because he didn't really even get to like fully express himself to Cassie. He kind of just was like, okay. He was in a little bit of shock and then she just left and I feel like it all hit him right after and he was like, I need my freaking space right now. And like, I think he just really like realized how much he needed his space and just like had to get out of there for a sec.
When you said you wanted to call your mom, are there ever times when if you're like, look, I really need to call a family
No,
member,
you
you
can't.
can't? Oh man. And so you ran out of that hotel room and Colton jumped over that fence. He did. Colton told me that he needed to reset himself as a human being, that was why he jumped the fence. He needed to do what was best for him
Yeah,
as a
he
human
needed to
being.
clear his head for a sec.
Yeah,
It's
and
completely
Chris said he
understandable.
snapped.
Yeah.
Were there ever moments when you felt like you were going to snap? Or did you?
Yeah, I mean, did you watch my season?
I did. I just always felt like I was having fun with you on the ride, Corinne, so I don't know if I felt like you were snapping.
there were a lot of moments where I just was like, all right, like what is happening?
You know what you
And,
did?
like,
You took a nap when that happened, I feel like.
yeah, like that's what I do. In situations like that, I just shut
You
down.
shut down.
People close to me know that. I just
Yeah.
shut down. I can't talk. I can't anything. Like I need to just like be on my own and like think
Well,
or dream.
Or dream. We're going to get the aftermath. Again, tonight is the Women Tell All, and then next week in the two-part live finale, Monday and Tuesday, fans will see the aftermath of how Colton does come back to the show. Because he confirmed to us back in January, I mean, he keeps filming. Things continue, as we know. So here's what Chris Harrison had to say about how emotional the crew gets after they lose Colton.
He just kind of broke and snapped, and he was done. And I don't think I realized the severity of it until I was trying to walk after him. And obviously you saw the jump of the fence, and then he took off. And then what you'll see after this is kind of the raw, real emotions. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty on my part. It's not pretty on the producer's part or Colton's. And I think you're going to see it warts and all. And it is really emotional on all of our parts. A lot of tears were shed and a lot of things were said that may not be suitable for ABC. But we all kind of aired our grievances and let it all out.
So he said that a lot of production members were left in tears over Colton's fence jump and him being gone. Does that surprise you, or what does it make you think?
I mean, you're so close with these people because, again, you're with them 24/7. And I think just seeing someone in that vulnerable of a state and, like, just, like, really just broken like that, and then, like, the panic of, like, not being able to find them in a foreign country, like, that's not cool. It's not okay. So, yes, I believe there were tears. I believe it. I believe it, believe it, believe it. And if I was there, I would have just like lost it also. I would have just been like, oh my God, this is it.
All right, we are here with Corinne Olympios. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back to talk the Cassie and Colton breakup.
He just jumped the fence. Is there a button that opens the gate? Colton! Colton! I have no idea where he went.
Colton!
Holy. He is gone.
You run after Colton.
Why is that such a big deal? Why is everybody, I can run. I'm a human being, I can run. Why is that such a big deal?
I don't remember the last time we saw you run on the show.
Well, why would you ever see me run on the show? I usually don't have to chase after anybody. Yeah, usually I don't have to chase, but that's kind of the severity of where we were that night, and I have to kind of really impress upon people where we were in the middle of the Algarve region of Portugal. We truly lost him.
So what emotions are going through your mind and the producers' minds? Because, yeah, it's pitch black out there. You don't know if he has a phone, money, anything. How worried are you, and how scared are you for just his well-being?
Well, as I told him, like, what are you, Liam Neeson? You're going to go to the embassy? I mean, he said, well, I grabbed my wallet. I'm like, great, you don't have a phone. You don't have your passport. Where are you going? But he was just done. And I think that was the whole point, is that he finally thought he figured this whole thing out, and figured out that he loves Cassie and this is it. And then Cassie realized his greatest fear and crushed him. And he just kind of broke and snapped, and he was done. And I don't think I realized the severity of it until I was trying to walk after him. And obviously you saw the jump of the fence, and then he took off. And then what you'll see after this is kind of the raw, real emotions. And it's not pretty. It's not pretty on my part. It's not pretty on the producer's part or Colton's. And I think you're going to see it warts and all. And it is really emotional on all of our parts. A lot of tears were shed, and a lot of things were said that may not be suitable for ABC, but we all kind of aired our...
We are back at Roses and Rosé Live on etlive with Corinne Olympios, and we've a lot of C's. We're with Corinne to talk Colton and Cassie.
Yeah.
So this big episode Monday night, I feel like it kind of got known as the fence jump episode, but what we maybe forgot is that leading up to that, it was fantasy suites.
Yeah.
So Colton and Cassie are supposed to have their fantasy suite, but instead they have a pretty harsh breakup. What was your... Well, first of all, let's go to this. So it starts off, Colton and Cassie, all seems well. We hear from Colton that, you know, he just really wants this affirmation from Cassie. He's falling for her hard. She hasn't told him even that she's falling in love with him yet, even though all the other women have. And then he tells her that he didn't get the blessing from her dad during hometowns, that he asked the dad if he could propose to Cassie, and Dad said no. He was the only dad to say no. And Cassie was really upset about this. I want to ask you, did you... Well, first, okay, quickly, sorry. Then Cassie's dad shows up. She's shocked by this, and they have this intense discussion where Cassie's dad basically tells her, from what I saw when you came home with Colton, I don't think you really love him. I don't think you should do this. And this seems to be how Cassie makes the decision to walk away from Colton in the show. I want to ask you two questions. One, Cassie was so upset that Colton didn't tell her until Portugal that he didn't get the blessing. What were your thoughts on that? I wasn't sure when she thought he should have told her.
Really, I disagree. I think he should have told her right away.
Really? Like
that.
in hometowns?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's weird to me. That's weird that he was just like happy-go-lucky. Like, no, that's kind of a big deal, especially, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that should have been addressed like way before going
To...
Yeah, like abroad.
So why do you think Colton kept it quiet?
Because he probably knew she would react like that.
Yeah, and he seems so into her.
And I feel like now she feels kind of like, okay, well, clearly you didn't tell me on purpose because you knew I'd react like this.
Oh, Corinne, you've made me change my mind. You're right.
And she's kind of like kissing him, and she's like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Like, aren't you upset by this? Like, this doesn't affect you in any way?
He did. I mean, it was odd to me how strongly he came out with saying, it doesn't bother me at all that he didn't give the blessing. Like, to me, that
I agree with that. It doesn't change the way I feel about you. But it's different when like I get that it doesn't change the way that he feels about her, but it should change something. Like, you should do something to fix that. Like, okay, that's it. You just didn't get the blessing, and you're good. Like,
part of me wondered if like this is a moment where, as the lead, obviously you've been on a Bachelor or Bachelorette show before. Colton had also done Paradise. I kind of wondered if Colton was approaching it with like the awareness of, yes, I have real feelings for you, but I also know we're in this process, we're doing this show. And so in his mind, he was like, this blessing thing doesn't seem like a big deal because we can get through this, because this is just the way that this process works.
I feel
but
like
for Cassie, it was more real.
I feel like it almost was like, all right, well, I'm the Bachelor, and I don't think it really matters anyways. Yeah, it almost like he was like snarky like that, and I was like, ugh, that's not a good look. And like, I don't know, I just didn't take that well.
Okay.
I didn't receive that well.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Tell me more.
I was not. I just didn't. I didn't like the vibe of that whole.
What did it
thing
make you
from
think
him.
about
I
Colton?
think he really was just like, all right, well, we're on The Bachelor and I'm The Bachelor. I don't really think that it matters. I think she's just gonna be fine, and that's not the case at all. This is it. You need to come back to real life, and you need to realize it's a real thing, and that's the problem with the show recently. That is the problem. People think yeah, well, I'm gonna show, like, I don't care, I'm gonna do this anyways, and like that's why it's not working so well recently.
Well,
and
I
you
don't know
need
if it's
to-
recent. Out of the 23 seasons, we have only one Bachelor, Sean Lowe, who has proposed to and stayed and gotten married to his pick. So it is a long-term problem.
Yeah. And it's just like you need to really come back and realize that, okay, like if you're doing this for real, like you need to like think about the real things too, not outside.
But he did. I mean, Colton was pretty focused on the real things and the outside of it once they got into the breakup. I mean,
He realized he realized pretty quickly that he needs to feel things.
Let's take a look at a moment from Cassie's goodbye.
I care for you. I love you. I want to be you at the end of this. Engagement or not.
Yeah, I'm shaking right now.
I can't.
I don't care if you're about to leave. I'm not gonna stop fighting for you.
So this breakup was messy to me. It was all over the place. I felt like Cassie came in, she kissed him right away. She was like smiling when she told him to stop shaking. What was your takeaway on her vibe?
It was really weird to me the way she walked into there, knowing that she was about to like break up with him. Like I feel like she should have just been like, listen, like
She should have come in and laid it out right away.
anything happens, I need to talk to you. And she came in like all happy and excited, and it's like that's weird. I don't know, I think also it's just like you don't really know how to handle it and like, you know, whatever.
It's
but
strange.
yeah, he realized pretty quickly that this is way more serious than he thought it was gonna be.
So you think that Colton did not think?
I don't
things were
think he
ending-
thought
yeah.
it was going to be that serious.
Yeah.
And I think that he realized very quickly that it is. But he obviously knows that it's Cassie that he wants at the end. And it was so obvious. I'm sorry, I'm jumping over to Tayshia really quick.
Yeah, do it.
But it was so obvious that he wasn't there with Tayshia. It was so awkward in the morning. I was cringing watching it. She was like, okay, yeah. And like, it was like almost... It was not there. It's not going to be her.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he should have just then said, listen, like I care so much about you, but I know where I'm at with this, and I think I need to send you home.
What was a little odd was
He even said I'm not there with her yet.
yeah, and what was strange to me about what he was saying about Tayshia is he said, I don't really feel these feelings for her.
Yeah.
But then he said, I hope they come. And I was like, do you hope they come? I wouldn't hope that those
Well,
feelings
what does
come at
that
this
mean?
point.
What does that mean?
Why would you hope those feelings appear? And then we find out during the Cassie date, he says, when I'm with the other women, I'm only thinking about you. And when this is all over, I
it's a
want it
little-
to be you.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
get to see Hannah G at all. Poor Hannah G.
I really feel bad for her, honestly. I can't even imagine being in that situation. It's probably just like,
Yeah. What do you think what do you think that Colton handled this situation with Cassie right? Her walking away? Like, should he have fought for her more in that
Yeah.
moment? Oh, really? What do you think he should have done?
I think he should have been like, listen, I'm going to tell the girls to leave. This is what I want. I want it with you, and I'm done. I am done with this show. I'm done with the other girls. You stay here. I'm gonna go send them home. This is real for me. Let's go talk to your dad right now.
I love where your head's at, Corinne. I love it. We're going to be right back with more insight from Corinne Olympios on Monday night's big Bachelor episode.
I care for you. I love you. I want to be you at the end of this. Engagement or not.
You say that with two other girls. I can't.
I don't care if you're about to leave. I'm not gonna stop fighting for you.
Now, we saw Cassie leave, and you tell Cassie that you won't stop fighting for her. So
Yep.
what do you do?
I mean, there's two other relationships. So, I obviously have to make the decisions moving forward. You know, where do I go now? What's going to happen next? And you'll get those answers.
How hard was it to hear that from her? You told her you loved her.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, what the toughest part was, is I fall back into, what I talked about with Becca and, being in a relationship in which the feelings aren't reciprocated or at the same level and not being on the same page was one of the things that I was fearful in. So that was very hard to hear. It was.
Why fight for someone who walks out on you?
I think making that statement is, something that I would make in any relationship that I'm in. I mean, you have to choose to love somebody, and you have to choose to fight for anybody that you're in a relationship with. I think that's what love is, and that's what being in a relationship is all about.
We are back at Roses and Rosé Live on ET Live with Corinne Olympios talking Monday night's Bachelor. Okay, we've got to dig more into Colton and Cassie because I was loving what you were saying before the break. That Colton should have fought for her more. It was strange to me that she was leaving and he was like, I won't stop fighting for you, but then he just let her leave. And on the one hand, I understand that when someone's breaking up with you, like part of you is probably thinking, look, if I like really beg and plead, that's not, I don't know, that doesn't always work. Sometimes people are like even turned off by that. But in your mind, Colton should have tried harder here.
Yeah, I'm not talking like lame-o, like please don't leave. I'm talking like lay it on the table.
Action.
You are what I want. This is it. I'm breaking up with the other girls. I'm going to talk to your dad right this instant, and you're going to come, and we're going to sort this out. And if you still don't feel comfortable, then I will give you your space. But I'm showing you this is it. It's done. I'm breaking up with the other girls, and you are it.
So to you, was that his biggest mistake here?
Biggest mistake he could have ever done.
Ever. And he says, he's like, I mean, I felt like we really got a full scope of how deep Colton's feelings are for Cassie, because at this point she has not told him she loves him, not told him she's falling in love with him. Then she's sitting here telling him, I love you, but not in that way.
Yeah.
And he's still like, I love you and I want it to be us. Like, wow. Yeah, big. In your mind, anything Cassie should have done differently?
No. I mean, maybe like walk in a little bit more somber.
Yeah.
Come on, girl. Come on.
When she walked in and made out with him, I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
What's happening here?
Yeah.
And she did say she was confused. Do you think it was a fair move to bring her dad in? Some people on Twitter were saying like that was manipulative.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it was a little bit, God, Bachelor, I love you so much, but come on, that was a little bit just not fair.
Do you think?
It was kind of not fair. They truly just did that for television. And
you know what though? I love when they do stuff for television. I'm like, it's a television show. I love it.
No, I get it.
Yes,
Listen,
yes.
hey, I'm all about entertaining people. We know that. But I think in this situation, so close to the end, it was just a bit much.
It made me wonder, and look, Cassie has said if you took a drink every time Cassie said she wasn't ready or she didn't know here on the floor, don't do that.
Oh, I would have been wasted.
But I do wonder what she would have done if her dad had not shown up. But then on the other hand, I think if you're being swayed like that, then like, I don't know, she needed to be more sure in herself and in her mind no matter what, and she was unsure. I mean, the past couple episodes we've seen her, like that moment when Colton was like, I just wanted her to say how she feels, and she was like, I'm excited for the future. And it was a little rough.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Tayshia date because Cassie, by the way, Cassie, I think it's a record, the 4th woman to leave this season. I think that's a record for like the most contestants self-exiting or breaking up with the lead.
Oh my God, I know. But I called that from the beginning. I was talking about this episodes ago. I'm like, Colton, they are dropping like flies. You gotta do something.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just think he's a little bit like, okay, I don't know how to explain it. I've been trying to find the perfect way to explain this. He's a little bit too jolly.
Okay.
Rather than sentimental. He's like, well, you wouldn't be here if I didn't like you this much.
A little too goobery?
It's just like, I don't know. I don't know
Tell me what you mean.
I can't. I don't know. It's so frustrating to me because I've been trying to figure this out, but it's just the way he is a little bit.
Okay.
It's like not enough of like the dating aspect rather than like the friend stuff.
Okay.
Friend acting.
It's interesting you say that because Kaylin's dad even said, like he ended up giving the blessing, but he said to her on their hometown,
like
you
best
guys seem like friends.
Yeah. It's not like romantic, special, like sparkly.
Well,
it's very like, hey, let's go get a soda and watch a movie.
Maybe it's because this whole time he's had these feelings for Cassie. I mean, he
Yeah.
said, when I'm on dates with the other girls, I'm thinking about you.
Ooh, that is, first of all, that is rough to hear.
Yes. Do you think that happens a lot with leads?
Yeah.
Yeah. What comes to mind?
I feel like you just already know at that point. Yeah. We kind of already knew on our season, like, it's going to be Vanessa.
At what point did you know or what made you know?
We just all knew. I can't explain. we just all knew.
It kind
and
of
that's fine, but like.
It goes back to that
get
chemistry
it.
thing. I mean, a couple episodes, I remember Sydney said, every time Colton sees Cassie, it's like his eyes light up, you know?
Honestly, though, on my hometown date, I really did think differently. And like, I actually recently just saw Nick, and he was like, I actually had the most fun with you on your hometown date. I'm like, then why the fuck did you send me home? Excuse my language.
Well, you know what, Corinne, you're a lot of fun.
I know, we had a lot of fun. That was a really, really good day. But yeah, I get it. I mean, if it's not just like there totally, it's just not. And I just don't think it's there with him. And Tayshia, totally. I feel like if it was, they would have gotten a little more frisky in the fantasy suite.
Oh, well, let's talk about that, okay?
And she was awkward about it.
Let's take a listen. Tayshia and Colton had the first fantasy suite on the episode before Cassie and Colton's big breakup. Of course, you know, we're so focused on the fence jump now, we've forgotten that a big narrative of this season has been, will Colton Underwood lose his virginity? And the fantasy suite seemed like the perfect opportunity for that to happen, but here's what Tayshia had to say about their intimacy.
I want to be supportive and not influence him in any way. So we didn't have like the physical intimacy that I wanted, but I got to see him for who he truly is, and it just validated my feelings for him.
So Tayshia didn't get what she wanted, she said. Obviously, they didn't have sex. And it was, I just felt like we were watching the swan song, the goodbye to Colton and Tayshia, this whole fantasy suite. He did not seem into it. It felt like really forced to me. What did you think?
Yeah, it was really awkward. I was really cringing during this time of the episode, and I was not okay about it.
And it's nothing against Tayshia. It's just this whole thing.
No, yeah, I just think he knows what he wants, and he knows already at this point, okay, it's not going to be Tayshia. But like, hoping I'm going to get there with you with that. Like, come on, at this point, like, you can't do that.
No,
you can't say that at this point.
No.
That's crazy. It is or it isn't, and it isn't. So send her home. You clearly know how you want Cassie there at the end, and you clearly know that it's not Tayshia. I mean, Hannah G can still be questionable at this point, but you know it's not Tayshia. Come on.
So he should have sent Tayshia home.
Yes, and I don't think it's fair to her. And I think she knows. She woke up and she fully knew that this was weird. She was acting like, okay, this was really weird, and I'm just like, ooh.
What would you say to Colton about what he should have done with Tayshia?
Wake up in the morning and say, listen, I care about you deeply, and I just don't think it's there with us where it needs to be at this point in time. And I wish you the absolute best. You're amazing, but bye.
But bye. All right, well, we're going to say bye. We have to take a quick break, and then we will talk about the Women Tell All, which is tonight. We are here with Corinne Olympios talking all things Bachelor. I have to just bring up Tayshia and Colton one more time because we were just saying their fantasy suite was a little unfortunate looking.
Yeah, it was a little bit poverty looking. I don't know if that's the right word. But yeah, no, it just, normally they stay in like these extravagant.
Suites.
Yeah, and it was just like so not that. The first thing I said when I saw, I was like, ooh, that's not cute.
No, it looked
so.
It was a little bit like an Airbnb that you book and you're like, you know, this looked better in the pictures.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, and I like analyzing the fantasy suites because some people get better ones than others. Like I remember actually Becca. I mean, Ari ended up picking her, but Becca got like a tent, and I was like, where are they going to the bathroom? Like I have a lot of questions about fantasy suites. Yeah. So a little low budge, a little low rent.
We notice.
We notice.
We see you.
We think Cassie had a nicer one. We think she had some kind of villa.
Yeah, she had a really nice hotel situation going on there compared to.
Anything Tayshia should have done differently in that moment because no. I felt like
it is what it is. She gets it. She realizes it. It's awkward. Colton should have owned up to it.
But should she have left? Because I felt like she understood that the vibe was weird.
At that yes, she did. But at that point, you're like, ooh, like if he's not going to send me home, I need to see like how this is going to play out.
I got you. You're so far in.
You're there. You are invested. You're not going to send yourself home at that point.
And are you mentally
after having
so confused at that point? Like, do you?
No, you're not.
Oh, you're not? Oh,
no, you're not. You're like, I'm here for one reason, and I'm here for this, and like, I just need to see what he's gonna do.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're all in. Okay. All right, let's talk about the Women Tell All with one of my favorite women who tells all. See what I did there? It's tonight, Tuesday night on ABC. We are going to see plenty of drama. That's tomorrow, but it aired tonight, guys. So watch it tonight. We are going to get Demi. We are going to get Hannah. We are going to get Kaylin, Nicole, Onyeka. So much to come. Let me ask you.
I don't like this ghetto talk that I'm seeing.
You
like,
don't like
girls. Stay classy. Come on.
Okay.
It's embarrassing to the brand.
You think these women are?
They're like, what are you talking like this for? Demi saying I should shove a heel down your throat. Like I had way more problems with Taylor, and I was mad, but I didn't go ghetto crazy. Like I'm a claw your eyes out, girl. Like no, I was like, you're just ridiculous. Just stop talking. And I went to go get a glass of champagne because I truly needed a drink at that moment.
So what crosses the line at the tell-all? What should women not do to stay true to the brand?
Don't say you're gonna hurt each other. I mean, I was gonna be like, I'm gonna hurt you, Taylor.
Well, let's bring up Demi, because Demi is somebody who a lot of people have been comparing
Don't
to
say it.
you, Corinne Olympios.
Stop.
What do you think of the comparison?
First of all, I just feel badly because I've been shitting on Demi the entire season because like we see it. Everyone sees it. Like she's trying to like follow in my footsteps. That's very flattering, but like do it better. And I just feel bad. Like, I don't know her. I really need to meet her. If I were her, I'd be like, you're a bitch. I'm not going to meet you. But I'm willing to give her like, come on.
I mean,
come on.
The robe moment was reminiscent of your trench coat moment to me.
Come on.
It was.
What is that?
I mean, the comparisons, like, look, you guys are both funny. She has a lot of funny little phrases.
Oh,
you
there's
guys
me. There's me. I look so different.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think I look a little better now.
There's been comparisons about, like, you guys causing drama, but not being villains, just like stirring stuff up. Comparisons about like how sexy you guys both are. So do you think that Demi is just emulating you?
I think Demi is cute.
Okay.
I'm more hot.
Got it.
You know?
What about just the vibe?
Oh, I don't know. It felt like when I was truly just being me, and I truly had no idea that was different at that time.
Okay.
I was just being myself, and I was just doing me. I did not have any like. Oh God, sorry, I'm distracted by that vision. Yeah, that was.
Glad you did the bouncy house.
Yeah, that was not one of my classier moments. But yeah, no, I'm so glad. And it was honestly so
I love the bouncy
fun,
house,
and I think everyone was mad that they didn't think of something like that.
You were fabulous television.
I mean, I didn't mean to do it, but I'm glad I did. But yeah, exactly, I didn't mean to do it. But Demi, I feel like was like really like, okay, I'm gonna take the Corinne route and do this.
So you feel like Demi is being calculated?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I'm gonna be a little bit nicer to her. I want to meet her.
Okay.
But like.
She's cool.
Okay. You met her?
Yes.
Okay.
I met her at Tell-All.
Was she mean about me? Did she say
No,
anything
not
about
at
me?
all.
Okay.
No, I think you guys would be like two peas in a pod, and I want to see you together. All right, so Tell-All airs tonight, and then of course on Monday night we got a teaser for next week's two-part live finale that will also, of course, include footage showing us how things wound down. So this is Tell-All. Let's get into the teaser for next week. Colton in tears. Colton knocking on a mysterious door.
I think it's the dad.
You think it's the dad? Cassie's dad?
Or telling Tayshia to go home.
Okay. What do you think happens?
It's either one.
Okay, Hannah in tears. Everybody's in tears. I think, let me ask you this. What some people have been saying is like, look, how can Colton even, finish things with these other two women, having now said that he was thinking about Cassie the whole time? Like, what do you think he needs to do with Hannah from here, since he's now told Cassie, I was thinking about you the whole time? Or could his feelings change and he's like, no, Hannah, I actually, I do
there's
love
no
you.
going back from that.
You
Come
don't think
on,
so? Okay.
no. I think it's really just, that's it.
Okay.
He knows what he wants, and I think he's just gonna send them both home.
I mean, he said, I won't stop fighting for you, Cassie, so I guess the question is, does Colton follow through on his promise?
I mean, if he doesn't do that, I will literally find him and hit him with a fish in the face. But he better send them home. Okay. I will be really upset if he plays it like he didn't just say all that to Cassie.
Okay.
I will really be upset and disappointed in his character. So I really hope that he goes and sends the other girls home and just focuses on Cassie.
How do you think Colton's done as a Bachelor overall?
I mean, whatever. It's nothing spectacular.
I'm just very happy for this season after last season. I've been loving this season. I'm also like, there's...
Well, anything's better after last season. A drink to that.
We're almost done with our wine here, so let's finish up with a discussion about what's to come. We have the Bachelor finale, but of course, talk is happening about who will be our next Bachelorette. So, front runners, I think, Kaylin.
And Hannah B.
Hannah B. Some other names have been thrown out. Look, I mean, we don't necessarily know what'll happen, so I guess at the end of the day, Cassie, Hannah G, and Tayshia are still potentially in the running. You don't really know. Who's your pick? Without, like, taking the outcome out of the picture, who would you want as Bachelorette?
At this point, like, I just don't know.
You don't know?
I just don't know. It's kind of like they're going to pick who they want to pick anyways. I feel like that ship has sailed where it's like, who's going to, like, be a good Bachelorette. I feel like it's just like the show took a different turn and they're going to just, like, do whatever and just, like, make it whatever anyways.
What do you mean?
It's like, so whatever.
What does that mean?
Like, Ari as the Bachelor, Becca as the Bachelor. It was so, like, vanilla. It's all so vanilla.
But I think Colton's given us some not vanilla.
No, I'm very happy with the way it's turning out.
I think we've course corrected.
Okay.
I think
but this next move is crucial.
Okay, so who do you think would be the best choice?
Honestly, at this point, I kind of feel like Hannah B would.
I'm with you on that. I think she's kind of a
little
spitfire.
crazy.
She says some funny stuff. She gets really invested in the emotions of things, and
she'll admit, like, I'm fully insane. And it's fine, I know that, and I'm working on it.
I always say the best thing you can do on a reality show is just own who you are. Like, that is the way to be on a reality show, and I'm with you. I mean, I think that, you know, women tell all is always a bit telling. We'll see what happens
Notice how
tonight.
Hannah B is front and center.
She would, oh, you're noting the seating arrangements. This is a good point. Kaylin was also in the front row. What do you think, Kaylin?
Kaylin would be a boring Bachelorette.
Here's what I think is tough. Kaylin has now at this point...
And I like her a lot.
Yes.
I just think she would be a boring Bachelorette,
Why
period.
boring? Just...
It's very, just like...
Yeah. Well,
surface.
I think the problem is that the drama surrounding Kaylin, like with Hannah B, there's been like storyline and just like the stuff she says and does.
Yeah.
But with Kaylin, it's all been surrounding how other women think that she's like manipulative, and they've questioned her intentions, and so then she just has had to defend that. So it's been like a rough kind of end of the season here for her. And I don't know, we got to see what happens, because tonight at Women Tell All, we will see Kaylin sit down with Colton, and I think that's going to be emotional. Yes. Yes. Okay. So these are our potential Bachelorettes, and I think we're going to find out pretty soon, because these shows are always back to back, close together. Could find out next week during the finale, hopefully.
Yeah, she'll do like a surprise pop-up in like Jimmy Kimmel or something. Clever!
Oh, Corinne, I love having you in so much. Guys, follow Corinne on social if you don't. And, oh, Corinne, you have got the most beautiful set of lips here. Tell them about Platinum Beauty.
Platinum Beauty Shop, I wear my balloon lip plumper 24/7. I'm wearing it right now. It gives you the perfect little plump, and it's shimmery, and it keeps your natural lip color. I just love it. But you can wear it over lipstick colors too.
And where can they get Platinum Beauty?
www.platinumbeautyshop.com.
Anything else you have going on people should know about?
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. She always has something in the works.
Soon.
Corinne Olympios, thank you for being here. Guys, Roses and Rosé, our recap episode will be up on YouTube and ET Online soon. Thanks so much for watching.